Welcome back to my MT-10SP build-up, and today we're fitting the last of what I call the essential items. We've done the rack, we've done the screen, and today I'm going to do the tail tidy. Now this is one of the few non-Yamaha genuine items I'd fit to this bike. I prefer the RG Racing tail tidy. I fitted it to all my SPs. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and while we're doing it I'll discuss why we do it.
Well, why we're doing it is because this thing looks absolutely hideous. The RG Racing pack has everything you need to fit in your tail tidy and more. It's a brilliant pack. So the first thing you want to do is take off your seat, go and put it somewhere safe so you don't trip over it. You need to remove that plate that you lock the seat into, and you do that with removing those 4 bolts. So while we're removing those, just be careful you don't lose any nuts down inside the fairing because it's a pain in the bum to get out. And then unplug your indicators, one black and one white, and then also unplug your little tail light. You can see where all the wiring disappears down into the hole. Then you need to undo these 4 bolts that hold the tail unit on. And as you're undoing the last one, drop everything through. All the wires will go through that big hole. And just be careful not to pull too hard. If you're going to be utilising your existing indicators, you need to pull the unit apart and take all the wiring out and remove your indicators. And they will fit straight into the new RG Racing tail tidy. You can see the plugs are obviously already there. But if you are fitting aftermarket indicators, you do get these plugs in the pack, and it makes life very easy. You also need that little plug there for your tail light. So fit the indicators to the new tail tidy as such, and also fit your little tail light. Now be careful here, because you get a little packet of tiny little nuts and bolts and washers, and when you fitting them, you've got big gubbing fingers, this can happen. So once that's all done, you got all your plugs ready to roll. You put your little plug in there for the little adapter for your tail light, and you feed everything up through the hole from the bottom. Then you got this plate that's designed to stop muck getting into your keyhole. Make sure you put that around the right way, because if you do not and you put your seat on, you're buggered. So tighten everything up. But before you finish tightening everything up completely, make sure your key fits, and then tidy up all your wiring underneath, and then plug everything in up the top here. Leave it out for a second, because next thing you want to do is test your indicators, make sure they're working correctly, not diagonally. And once you've done that, tidy up all your wiring and then reinstall the plate to lock your seat in. Again, be careful putting these bolts in, because if they disappear down the fairing, it's a bugger. Make sure you test your locking mechanism for the 3rd time. Tighten everything down. Do a test fitting of the seat. And then put your seat on, you're ready to go. You've got to put your little tiny tail light cover on. And by law, you should actually use a reflector on there. And as you can see, the tail looks brilliant with the new tail tidy on compared to the way it looked before. And that rack comes off in about 2 minutes. I use that for work. So if I want to make the bike look beautiful and clean for a weekend ride, I just remove that rack and away I go.